Yes, yes.
Okay, so we'll start with the today's lecture. Good evening, all. My name is Pratyush Talreja, and I'm one of the TAs in this course, Programming Data Structures and Algorithms using Python. And this is the week 8, that is the final week of our course. For this week, Professor has covered dynamic programming and memorization. Then he has covered two famous examples, that is longest common subword and matrix multiplication, dynamic programming. So this dynamic programming concept is very important if you're looking for some developer jobs, if you're planning to go for FANG companies, or now it is known as MANG companies, or Meta, Amazon, Netflix, and so this dynamic programming is definitely asked there. So this is the most important concept. So I would like you to focus on the programs that we will be covering today. So let's start with the programs. So the first program is write a program to print the length of the longest common subsequence. So professor has covered longest common subword, that is longest common substring. But in this input there are two strings given. First is a b c q w e, second is a c q I t y. So the length of longest common subsequence here is 3 because a, c, and q are present in both the string. Is the problem statement clear? Any doubts with the problem statement?
No, sir.
Please continue, sir. Does the order of alphabets matter? Because if we take A in place of there is a second place B, मतलब first string में
Mhm.
means order matter करेगा जैसे कि अगर हम words का matching कर रहे हैं तो लेकिन यहाँ पर तो second place पे तो नहीं है.
Yeah. So order will matter because when you start from left to right, in this first string you read A, C, and Q. Substring is different. We are not talking about substring, we are talking about subsequence. So it should come in a sequence. So when you
Okay.
read from left to right, it is A, C, and Q in the first string. Here also A, C, and Q. In the second string also, this Q can be at the last position also, not an issue. We are just talking about the subsequence. So is it clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So we'll talk about the logic first. So here in this dynamic programming thing, we'll start with the tables. We prepare a table for our programming examples. So what do we do here? First, we will write both the words. Let me copy both the words. Initially, we are creating a matrix, and matrix will be of length. So suppose S1 is A B C Q W E, S2 is A C Q I T Y. So we are creating a matrix of length 7 by 7 because the length of string 1 is 6, the length of string 2 is 6, but we are doing length plus 1. So we are creating a matrix of length 7 by 7. So initially what do we do here is we write 0 everywhere for the first column and first row. Reason being, if nothing is written here, then this is an empty string. For an empty string, the length of longest common subsequence will be 0 only. But now here, consider this character A. So we'll go row wise. So for this second string, we'll consider the first character. So this A and this A are matching. That means what we will do at that time, we will do
One.
1 because the length of longest common subsequence between this A and this A is 1. For the second case, we have to consider AB. For AB also, here A is there, so length of common subsequence will be 1 only. And for a single character, it will be 1 for the first case. Now for the second case, what we are trying to do here, we will consider now AC, and here we will consider only A from the string. So when we talk about these things, so if string is not matching, like this C and A are not matching, so what do? We take minimum of these elements, like the one above this and the one left to this, the minimum of these two, this is 1 and this is 0, so we will do 1 plus that, so then it is 1. For the second case, here the string is AB, here the string is AC. Again, length of longest common sequence will be 1 only, because AB and AC common subsequence will be only A. Now for the third case, here the string is ABC, but here the string is only AC. That means AC is common between these two. Here it is ABC, here it is AC. Now what we will do, we will check the diagonal element value and we will add 1 to it. That means it will be 2. We are just talking about the length. Again, for ABCQ and AC here, what do? We will make it 2 because AC is common. So this is same here. Yes, any doubts? Someone is not muted, I guess. Is there any doubt? I guess there is no doubt. Okay. So now for the third case, sorry. Here the string is ACQ. Here the string is only A. That means now this is not matching, right? This Q and A are not matching. So what do? We have to take maximum of the one above it and to the left of it. So maximum of 0 and 1 is 1. So we are writing 1 here. Again, this Q is not matching this B. This string is not matching actually. So we will again write it as 1 only because maximum is of 1 and 1 is 1. For the third case, now ACQ, and here also this Q and C is not matching. So what do? We take maximum of this and this. So maximum this and this is 2. Now if you can check, the longest common subsequence between ABC and ACQ is again 2 only, because AC will match both the cases. Similarly, now for this case, when ABCQ and here is ACQ. Now this Q is matching this Q. So when they are matching, what do? We take diagonal plus 1. That means length will be 3. Again for W it is not matching. We'll take maximum of this 2 and this 3, which is again 3. For last also it is 3. Now for I and A are not matching. We'll take maximum. I and B are not matching. We'll take maximum. I and C are not matching. We'll again take maximum. For this it will be same only, because I is not matching to anything. For last two elements also, E and Y also, this will be same. So now in this entire matrix, the length of the longest common subsequence is the last element, that is this 3. So as you can also check from here, ACQ is the longest common subsequence and the length of ACQ is 3. Is this question clear?
Yes, sir.
The procedure is very similar to the longest common string, right?
Yeah, longest common substring, yes. So
It is almost same thing.
yeah. Some
Sir,
mind.
I joined just 2 minutes late. So just in short method, please, will you explain me, sir?
Okay. So now we start with creating a matrix. The matrix will be length of SV.
What is the question, sir? What is the question?
The question is to find the longest common subsequence. So in
Okay.
first word and second word, ACQ is common. So in the first
Yeah.
word also ACQ is in sequence, and in second
Oh,
one also ACQ is in sequence. So that is the
yeah.
longest common subsequence, and we have to print the length of it. The length of ACQ
Okay.
is 3. So 3 should be the
Yeah.
output.
Yeah.
So before making this matrix table, what do we do? Sorry, before making this table, before making this matrix, what do? We create an empty matrix of length S1 plus 1 and length S2 plus 1. That means 7 cross 7, because length of both the string is 6 and 6. That's why this is 7 cross 7. So what do we do? Initially, first row and first column will be 0, because with an empty set, the length of longest common subsequence will be 0. Now we take one character from each of the strings. So we go row by row. When you take example of this 1 and this 1, if these both are matching, both characters, what do? We take the diagonal element plus 1. That's why the value here is 1. Same for this row. Now let us consider the example of this C and this C. Now the string here is ABC, but here it is AC. So the length of longest common subsequence should be 2, because A and C are matching from both the strings. So what do we do here? When this C is matching this C, we go to that particular element. What do? We take the diagonal element and do plus 1.
Sir, for the first row, eighth row, I understood, sir. After that, C. What is that you are like? A, on the top, ABC is there, and on the down, AC is there, sir. So what we need to do, sir, now?
So when we talk about this C, when we are talking about C, that means now the string is AC. And when you are talking only about the first character here the string
Uh,
is A. Now the
yeah.
length of this thing is longest common subsequence is 1 only, because A is common
Uh,
between both the string. When you
yeah.
consider B, that means you are considering AB.
Uh,
When you are considering C, that means you are considering AC. Now in this case, first string is AC, second is ABC. The length of longest common subsequence is 2, because AC is matching both the strings. So now what we are doing, when this
uh-huh.
C is matching this C, in that particular element, what do? We check the diagonal element. This is 1, which I am selecting here. We check the diagonal element and we do plus 1.
Okay.
So when it is not common, when it is not same, what do? For example, suppose here it is AB, here it is AC.
Hmm.
So how is this value 1 coming? So
Yeah.
when C is not matching B, what do? We check the value like one row above it and one column to the left of it. So the maximum of this one and this one is 1.
Hmm.
That's why it is. So there are only two conditions. If a characters are matching, that means diagonal plus 1. If characters are not matching, that means maximum of the element of one row above and one column to the left of it. That is the only rule. Is this clear now?
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Now we'll start writing the code for it. Longest common subsequence. And here we are passing two strings. Let us call it as S1 and S2. First, we will simply take the length of both the strings.
Sir, how that idea is developed, sir?
Which idea?
In the sequence here,
Mm-hmm.
we have to add a diagonal when it is matches. Otherwise, left and above, we have to maximum we have to consider. How that idea is generated, sir?
So basically, like when you solve this dynamic programming concepts, so there will be 3-4 tweaks that you can do in any dynamic programming concept. Like this is matching with the subword that sir has taught in the class. So the method is again same. There also we check similar kind of thing only. So these 2-3 things are there that you can do in every programming, in any dynamic programming example. So we'll check other examples also. You will see there is some change with the rules, and the same rule will be used for other example also. You'll get to know, the more you practice dynamic programming, the more you will know about the rules. So there is no hard rules as such.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now what do? We take, for memoization, what do? We create a table. So for this, I'll create a table named L. And now in Python, there is one more thing that you can do. So first thing first, you have to initialize an entire matrix. But now what do we do here? We'll keep it empty, but we will initialize the value as none.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, sir, please.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, in the first row, sir, eighth row,
You're
eighth
talking about
row,
this?
why the all the elements are 1 1, sir? A against A is it is matching 1. Then next A against B, why it is 1, sir?
So because when you're talking about this example, which I'm selecting, right?
Yeah.
So you read the string as AB from top,
Huh.
and here only you read A.
Yeah.
Forget about this table. Can you
Yeah.
tell me the between AB and A, what is the longest common subsequence? That is A only, right?
A only.
Yeah. For ABC again, it will be A.
Yeah.
For entire thing, it will be A only.
A only.
Length will be only 1, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It is the number of count, number of letters getting matched that one indicates.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, you always match the row letter with the top column letter, sir. In that way, no, sir. It is
Yeah.
grid.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I got a little bit clear, sir.
Now we'll take two for loops. Why? Because we are having a matrix. We are having rows and columns.
Can you, sir, look at
Can you
this?
explain that initializing that list comprehension you have done here, right?
Yeah.
So,
So for this, what one more thing you can do? You can just take two for loops like this, simply, and there you can initialize L of I comma j equal to none. That also you can do.
you have done that in the first part, is it?
Yeah. You're talking about this line number 23, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So that is just one line code wherein you're assigning none to every element in the array.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm just telling you can do it like this also.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, I have already initialized it, so there is no need for this line. But now what do? First we check if I is equal to 0 or j equal to 0. That means we are talking about first row and first column. If it is 0, what do we do? Any answers here? What will be the value of L of I comma j?
0.
Yeah.
Zero.
So this will be 0. For first row and first column, value will be 0. Second, we check two conditions. L if S1 means first string, S1 of I minus 1. If both the characters are same, if both the characters are same, sorry, by j. So what do we do?
Where is the I minus 1?
So for the first case, it will be
Okay.
0. For the second case, that will be 1. That's why we are using I minus 1 here.
So first time it will be like 0 minus 1.
No, first time it will be 0. For 0, it will be here only. We are going into elif. When I will be 0, j will be 0, it will not go to this loop.
Okay.
Yeah. So can anybody tell me if the characters are matching? I've already told in the example. What should be the answer? Like L of ij should be?
Incremental. 1.
So 1 plus?
L of ij plus 1.
No, it should be L of I
L
minus
of I minus 1, j minus 1.
1 minus
plus
1 plus 1.
because we are talking about the diagonal element. And for the last case, if they are not matching, so what should be the value of I and j?
Take greater of
L of
the
I minus
diagonal
1 j,
elements.
maximum
I
of
plus 1 j plus.
Yes, tell me.
L of I minus
I
1.
plus 1, j plus 1.
No, it cannot be plus 1. Plus 1 will
L
be
of I minus 1. J.
Minus 1.
Minus
Maximum of
1.
I minus 1, j minus 1.
L of I minus 1 j, then L of I comma j minus 1.
Yeah, perfect. So this is the entire code. After this is done, after this loop has been executed, what do we return? We want to return the length of longest common subsequence. So the length of longest common subsequence will always be in the end of your matrix. So you can simply return L of m comma n. Now let us try running this example. There is some indentation error. Okay. There are two strings. S1. I'll just copy paste from here. We have declared two string. Now we have to print length of longest common subsequence is LCSS of S1 comma S2. This is printing length of longest common subsequence is 3. We'll try checking one more example. So we will keep S1 as it is, but for S2 what I will do, in place of T I will use E. So now the length should be 4, right? For both the strings it should match A, C, Q and E. When we do this and print this, length of LCSS is 4. So is this thing clear? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But suppose if one string is capital, other string is small letters, then how it will change?
We have to keep in the same case, like either lowercase or uppercase, because what we are doing in our string, sorry, in our program, we are matching the characters. So we have to make it to the same case, lowercase or uppercase.
Sir, it should be of same size as well.
No.
Suppose I want to match even with the even case is different, then how we have to do?
Can you please give me an example? What is even case?
Sir, if the ABCQW is capital letters,
Okay.
and string to ACQID this is small letters.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That you just have to make it to go to same case, either lowercase or uppercase. For second example, what you can do, you can just take their ASCII value and check with ASCII value.
Yes.
Yeah, so that tweak you can do in the program.
So what will happen if we take A, B, Q, C, W, E and A, C, Q, I, T, Y?
Okay, now tell me A, B, Q, C, W, E, second string.
And second will be same. A, C, Q, I, T, Y.
Okay, the answer should be 2, I guess. Yeah. Let me check. Yeah, the length of LCSS is 2 because subsequence is either AQ or AC.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is our program.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Like I am registered with that NPTEL course.
Yeah.
I'm not a student. So it's like we have a programming test on Sunday.
Okay.
So I just want to know the pattern, sir. Like it will be a single program for the duration of 2 hours, or there will be short questions, programs, short programs. Like I just want to know the pattern because that is confusing now. Because in any of the details, the pattern is not mentioned.
So let me talk to sir about this because like we are also not clear on this about the pattern. It can be different questions also, many questions, not many as in 3 or 4 questions. or it can be some programs where you have to write the solution also, find the output of a particular program, or it will be completely programming assignment with 2 or 3 problems also.
2 or 3.
Yeah, because in that 8-week course, we have total 5 programming assignments.
Yeah.
Like that we are having.
Yeah, yeah.
So there, in each programming assignment, there will be just one program which we need to write in that Python 3 language, and we need to see with the test cases.
Yeah.
So it will be like a single programming assignment, or there will be multiple questions of program in 2 hours duration, because if the question will be bigger, it will take time.
So if it is 2 hour examination, if there is a big question, there will be only one question. Otherwise, 2 short questions will be there, which will be covering
So-
different concepts.
Okay.
So can you please confirm and
Yeah,
check and confirm, sir?
Definitely. I'll ask sir
So-
to write about the pattern in the announcement section of our NPTEL portal.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
we-
definitely, sir. It will be a great help, because
Yeah.
currently we don't know anything about the pattern. If the pattern will be like known to us, then we'll be prepared before the exam that how we have to write.
Sure. I'll let
Yeah.
sir know
Thank-
about this problem. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
In this program, L is equal to, instead of none, we can use zeros are here.
You can
Comprehension,
write
list comprehension.
Yes. You can write 0 also, -1, -2, anything. We are just initializing an empty array.
And then in that case, we
Because
can reduce here, sir, this I equal to, we can change the program, no?
where?
But this statement is not required in that case. I equal to 0 or j equal to, that is not required in that case.
Yeah, when you make it 0, yes, then it is not required. Yes.
Okay, sir, right, thank you.
Sir, like I joined 12 to 15 minutes late. So the YouTube link of this session will be shared to us, right?
Yes. I have shared the playlist link only. So I'll be uploading this video tonight.
Okay, sir. So that in that NPTEL portal it will be visible.
Yeah, it will be visible.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So now the second question is, write a program to find if a given sum exists in a set. But considering the time constraint, I'll write the solution of this on the portal, because there is one more important question that I wanted to cover. So we'll move to program 3 first, and then we will see if we have got enough time. So now program 3 is about finding the minimum number of manipulations. And manipulations means either we can insert, replace, or remove to convert string 1 to string 2. This is again one more famous example of dynamic programming, which is known as edit distance problem. So what you can see in this first string, the string is Honda, second is Hyundai. If you can notice, in both the string, H, N, D and A are common. In first string, there is one O, and in Hyundai, Y, A, I are extra. So what you can do, you can delete A and I. That means you can remove A and I. So there will be 2 operations. Third operation is you can convert O, or you can convert Y to O. That means you are replacing it, or you are updating it. That is the third operation. So the minimum number of manipulations or minimum number of operations to convert Honda into Hyundai or Hyundai into Honda is 3. So is this clear? The question is clear?
Again,
Yes, sir. Just like we need to delete. We don't need to delete A, right? We can only delete I, because A is required.
Yeah. So Honda is here. Hyundai is here. So now H is same and DA is same. What I'll do, I'll just keep it as it is. For this, for first one, only one character is left. For second, 3 characters are left. So to convert Y, U, I to O, what you can do, you can delete I, first operation. You can delete U, second operation. And then third operation is replace. You can replace Y by O. So in this way, you have converted Honda to Hyundai. So is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
okay, sir.
Or if we talk about second case, for Honda, to convert Honda to Hyundai, what you can do? First is you can replace O by Y and then insert U. Insert is the second operation. Insert I, that is the third operation. So in both the cases, even if you convert from Hyundai to Honda or Honda to Hyundai, number of minimum operations will be 3 here. So again,
Yes, sir.
we'll
It's
start
clear.
with the same thing. We'll start with creating a table. Okay. So for an empty set, if here it is also empty, here also empty, we'll start with 0. But if we have an empty set, we want to convert empty set to H. So one insert operation is required. Convert empty set to HY, 2 insert operation is required. So like this, we are initializing this example. For the first one, first column. Again, here also there is an empty set. Converting empty set into H, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Is this thing clear? How we have updated the first one, first column?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now one more thing. Can anybody tell me what can be the logic here? Some guessing.
Sir, if it will be same, then the same diagonal element will be inserted, and if it will be different, then I think it will be incremented, or we can take the maximum. Like for the same diagonal element, because no operation is required.
Yeah, perfect. And if they are not same?
Do we need to add with the diagonal element?
Add +1.
Not the diagonal element, we have to consider all 3 elements. So we'll check now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
for first element, what we are doing, H is matching H. That means no edit needs to be done. If it is matching,
So 0.
we just have to copy the diagonal element. That means it is 0. Now for H and HY, what do we do? For converting H to HY, we need to insert one element. So that means edit distance should be 1. So here what do? We take these 3 elements. This is 0, left side element, upper element 2, and diagonal element 1. What do? We do minimum of these 3. So minimum of these 0, 1.
Minimum +1.
Yeah, minimum +1. So minimum of the 0, 1 and 2 is 0. We do 0 plus 1. So here we will do 1. So similarly, can anybody dictate me what will be the values? Now H is not matching U. What should be the value?
Sir, 2.
Okay. What about N? So H is not matching anything, so it will be minimum
N
plus 1.
3.
Yeah. So now talking about this thing. O is not matching H. So minimum of the 0, 1 and 2 plus
1. 1.
So
1.
again, O will not match
2.
anything here. No, here it will be 1 only, because
2.
minimum of 1, 1, 0 is 0 plus 1. Here
Yeah,
it
yeah.
will be
1. 1. 2. 2. Yes.
Now we'll talk about N. For cases which are not similar, I'll write the
2.
values.
2.
Yeah. Now for N. Now this N is matching this N. So what we will do? We will just take the diagonal element.
Diagonals.
So this is again 2.
Diagonal. 2.
So here it will be 3, minimum plus 1.
3.
Here it will be 4. Here it
4.
will be 5.
5.
Again for D, the value will be minimum plus
3.
3.
3.
Now D is matching D, so we will copy the value. That will be
2.
will be copied. Now 3 and 4.
Then it will be 3. 4.
Here minimum plus 1, 4.
2.
Now A and A is matching, so it will be 2.
2.
Now A and I are
Then
what?
3.
3. So again,
So the minimum operations is 3.
yeah, that means the minimum number of operations are 3. Is this logic clear?
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
So we'll start writing the same code. I'll copy the code from here so that I can save time. In place of LCSS, I'll call edit two strings. You can pass two strings, and then again similar we can do, or if we don't want to update any. So now for I in range, yeah, again two loops will be there because we have to traverse through the entire matrix. Now there will be two things. First is if I is 0. That is one case, because here the value of row and first row and first column will be different. It will depend on the number of elements, number of characters in that particular string. So if I is 0, then L of ij will be equal to j. Second, L if j is 0, then L of ij will be equal to I in this case. Is it clear?
Sir, just one doubt is there.
Yes.
There that the first row and the first column was completely initialized to 0. Here it is initialized from 0 to 7 and 0 to 5. Then why we are not making any changes in that 28 number line?
Line
20
number.
number line. 20. Because for that only.
So what this code is doing, this code is entirely initializing the entire matrix.
Okay.
We are just updating the values here. That is initializing the entire matrix. We are creating a matrix with the values none.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So what about that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Like how it will be initialized?
So now when I is 0, that means when the row number is 0. So that
Yes.
means the value will be equal to the column number. The length of
Can
this
you
string.
explain? Okay.
For second case, when j equal to 0, that means when it is the first column, then the value will be equal to row number. First row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, like that.
Yeah, perfect, sir. Perfect. I got it.
Now there were two cases. If the elements are matching, what do? We just take the diagonal value. If the elements are not matching, we are taking minimum of the upper element, the left element, and the diagonal element. Plus 1. We are doing minimum plus 1. This is the logic, and you just have to return the last element. We'll try running this code. Is this thing clear? Minimum edit distance is 3 here.
Yes, sir. Sir, just one more thing.
Yes.
Like instead of line number 20, one more option you told to write between below the for loop. What was that? That L of m n equal to none.
Where?
That you provide one more option, like replacing this line number 20, which should be written, which can be written after line 22.
Yeah. So the thing is, you are just initializing the elements. So when you initialize the entire matrix to 0, what you can do, you can take two for loops and make every element 0. So here you can write I comma j equal to 0 or initialize to -1, -2, whatever you want. We are just initializing an empty matrix. Here I am initializing it with none, nothing else. So if I'm not writing it here,
Oh,
I'll declare it here. But before using it, I just want my matrix to be having some particular value, which is none in this case.
oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
got.
So is this thing clear to others also? Do you have any doubts?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can you please explain the program again?
Did you understand this thing?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so let me go over this thing first. And this program is easy thing. So first thing what we are doing, here I'll call it as dash. Dash means nothing, empty set. Here also dash. That means if you are having empty string, sorry, we'll start with here, row wise. If you are having an empty string, to convert empty string to H, we need one operation, that is insertion. In that empty string, we will append H. If you want to make it HY, we'll take two operations. Similarly, for the length of string, the number of operation will be equal to the length of that particular element. So I is at 7th number. That means to convert this empty string to Hyundai, you will need 7 operations. Is this first row clear?
Yes, sir.
For first column, now if you want to convert this empty to again H, it will be 1. For O, it will be 2. That means for HO, it will be 2. For HON, it will be 3. Similarly, for Honda, it will be 5. So is this first column clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, when we take this first character H from one string and H from another string, so both the string are same. That means number of operations required to make them similar is 0, because you cannot change anything.
Yes, sir.
So at that time we are writing it 0. But the logic for this is when the characters are matching, at that time you take the value from the diagonal element. Here diagonal element value is 0. That's why we have written 0 here. Now for the second
Yes, sir.
case, here we are taking care only of H, and here we are talking about HY. Now from this HY string, the last character is Y and the last character in H string is H. So H is not matching Y. In that case, the logic here is, how did we came up to this 1? So the logic is check left element, diagonal element and the top element. That means 0, 1 and 2. Take the minimum of these three plus 1. So this will be the value of the current element. In the same fashion, we have updated the entire table, and the minimum added distance will be the last element of our matrix. Is the logic clear now?
Yes, sir. How did we come up with the last element of the matrix?
Okay, so I'll start with the last row. So we'll talk about
Yes.
Honda. So now when we are talking about Honda example, and there is an H in first string, you forget about the code, you forget about this table. You tell me, how do you convert H to Honda? You will need 4 insertion operation, because H is matching. You need to insert O and DA this string, right?
Yes,
You are
sir.
getting 4 here. But as per our logic, this last character A is not matching H. That time what we will do, we'll check the left element, top element and diagonal element. We'll take the minimum of these three, that is 3, 4, 5. The minimum is 3 and we'll do
3.
plus 1 if the element is not matching.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, A is not matching this Y, that means HY. So we take minimum of these three, which will be 3 plus 1. Similar for these things. Now, when Honda is matching Hyundai, not I. So the last element A is matching A. At that time, what is the logic? We just copy the
Diagonal element.
Yeah. Similarly with last. Now A is not matching this I. So here minimum of 2, 3, 4 is 2. We do plus 1, that is 3. And this is the length of our, this is the minimum added distance. Minimum number of operations required to convert one string to another string.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Yeah. So
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So the same is written in the code. When it is first row, initialize it to the column number. When it is first column, initialize it to row number. When the elements are same, just take the diagonal element else when the element are not same. That means when the characters are not same, it will be minimum of these three elements plus 1. So is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. In the line number 24, why we have S1 of I minus 1 instead of I, sir?
So now in this string, our string is starting from first index. As you can see in our table, the first row and first column, that is the 0th row and the 0th column, is used to initialize. We are not doing anything with it. And our string is starting from the first index. Consider the first element of the string as empty. So when you talk
Yeah,
about
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes. Okay.
So if this is clear, we'll go to the last example, which is a bit tough to understand as if you're talking about the logic, but the program is very simple. When you just don't think about how to solve it using programming language, it is very simple. So now the program is write a program to find the subset with maximum sum such that sum of weights of the subset is smaller than or equal to weight m. What is the question? You are given weights. Weights are 1, 3, 4, 5. You are given values. Values is 1, 4, 5, 7. And the total weight. Why this is known as 0, 1 knapsack problem? Because you are given a sack in which the total weight should be 7. It can accommodate only 7. It can be 7 kg, 7 ton, 7 gram, anything. But numerically speaking, it is only 7. So now what do you want to do? In this entire weights, you have to select a subset, or you have to select only those weights which is having the total of 7 or less than 7. So in this weights, if you don't think about the logic, what you can pick from these weights? You can pick
1,
3 and 4.
3.
No, you can pick, you can pick 1, 3 also. I was just talking about the optimized thing, but yes, please tell me. We'll go step by step. You can pick 1, 3 because it is less than this 7, because 1, 3 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. And again, what other elements we can take?
1,
1,
4,
4,
1,
1, 5.
5,
okay.
and
3, 4, 3, 5.
Okay.
no,
4,
3,
3,
5.
5 is not
is 8.
possible.
3, 5 cannot take. We cannot take.
So now here, first line is the value. So if we take 1, 3, that will be the weight is 4, but you have to add the values. You have to find the maximum value. So the value of this is 5. You can take 1, 4. You can take 1, 5. What is the value of 1, 4? 1
5,
plus 5, that is 6.
6,
We are talking about value. So this is 6. For 1, 5, what is the value?
8.
8,
8.
It is 8, right? And another element what we can take is 3,
3,
4.
4,
And the value is 9.
9.
So we have to return this maximum value.
Okay.
So again, logic for this is bit complex, but we'll start. Now, in this program, the total weight should be 7. That is given to us. Now here in this case, what we will do, we will write till 7, and again weights are given to us. We'll talk about this thing also. What is this? So weights are 1, 3, 4 and 5. 3, 4 and 5. Now what do we do here? For the first case, the weight value is 0.
Sir,
Yes?
you have put 3, 4 equal to 9. How that 9 comes, sir?
So I'll write my mistake. I have not written here value. And here it is weights. So we are adding it from the values. So for 3, the value is 4. For 4, the value is 5. So we are adding the values. That means 4 plus 5 equal to 9. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now this is weight. This is weight W. So if the weight is 0, that means you cannot pick any of the weights because total weight is 0 itself. Now if weight is 1, and in the entire set you are given only one element, that is 1. So you can pick 1 here. If the total weight is 2, what you can do? You can pick one weight, I mean less than that particular weight. So here total weight was 7, so you have picked 1, 3 also. Also what you have forgot to mention is you can pick 1, 3 and 4 also because they are also less than 7. And they are also subset of this weights.
So that way we can pick 5 also, sir.
Yes, you can pick 5 also, yes. So now you are only having 1. So for this entire column, we'll just write 1. And why we are writing 1? This is the value basically. So for 1, the value is 1 here. We are writing the value. Now from second, can anybody tell me what can be the logic here?
5.
I didn't get you. For 3. Here we are having 1, 3 and the total weight is 1. So what should be the value of it?
Sir, maximum of all the 3 plus 1.
1.
Like maximum of previous row, previous column, and diagonal plus 1.
Minimum, no?
No, it should be maximum. I think so. Maximum of I comma j minus 1, j comma I minus 1, and I minus 1 comma j minus 1. Plus 1.
110, sir.
What is that?
It will be 1 plus 1, 2. Like it will be 110 is there. 100 is there. So it will be maximum is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2.
No.
Sir, I think 0, 0,
plus
1, 1.
So 1 is the value. And weight is 1, 3. So what is the maximum value you can get? You can get only 1, right?
Yes.
And you can just pick
So
1.
diagonal plus 1.
We can,
Yeah, here
minimum
logic is
plus
diagonal
1,
plus
no?
1. But here for the subset sum problem, this is the subset problem when you want to select the subset. Previously when we were dealing with strings, so we have used that maximum and minimum. Here it will be the value above it. So now the value is 1.
Okay, sir.
Or again 1, 3. This is not matching here. So the value is 1 again. Here the weight is total weight is 2. Here the total weight is, I'll again
1, 3.
I'll write the value here only so that it becomes easy. Now the total weights are 1, 3 and the total weight that you have to achieve is 3. That means what should be the weight here?
1.
How it can be 1? When you
Sir,
are,
because
no, suppose for 1, 3 the values you have is 1, 4 and now the
Yes.
total weight that you want to achieve is 3. So forget about the table. Tell me from this what should be the value. So when you pick up this 3, right?
Is it 4, sir?
Yes, the value should be 4. Because when you are picking up 3, you are checking its value. So that's why here it will be 4. But there is a logic to it. Now,
sir, I didn't get that.
Yes, sir, not getting.
okay. We'll not talk about this thing now. We'll just focus on these 3 lines, 15, 16 and 17. So when you want to pick the total weight as 3, right? From this weights column, what you can pick? You can pick 1, you can pick 3. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And you cannot pick 1, 3 because total weight will be 4, but the total weight required should be 3 only.
3 only, yes.
Right? But when we pick up these values, when we pick up these weights, we write its value. For W
1.
equal to 1, the value is 1. For W equal to 3, value is 4.
4.
right? And we are writing the value. Like in the initial example also, when we were taking this 3, 4, we took its value. We did 4 plus 5, which came to 9.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, how this 4 came? So there is another function for this, another logic for this. So logic is one thing. If these elements are not matching, if the sum is not matching, you have to take the value to the top of that element. That is one logic. Second is if the weights are matching, like this 3 is matching to this 3. So here now what you will do, you will take maximum of the value. Value of 3 is 4 in our case, plus, so here you have to print, right? As of now I'll write x. What should be, sorry, as of now I'll write x here. What should be the value of x? It will be the original value of 3 plus, as you want weight 3, as you want total weight 3.
Sir, it is not audible.
Hello, am I audible to others?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you try increasing the volume? Okay, I'll continue. So the value of this particular element plus what you have to do for this x.
Sir, we are not getting the audio.
Hello? For others, am I audible?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can
It
anybody?
is not audible, sir.
Can anybody of you please write it in message that, I mean, you can hear me? I guess sir
Yes,
is not able to hear, right?
you are audible. You are audible.
Okay. So what I'll do, I'll quickly complete the logic because we might overshoot. And then sir, you can check the recordings also.
I will check out. Maybe some problem with me.
Yeah. So now for this x, it should be maximum of 4 plus, you have to check the value above that element x, that is 1, right? You don't have to do anything with this, but as the total weight is 3, you have to go 3 steps back. That means first step, second step, and third step. For this, it will be 4 plus 0, because for x, you went up and you went 3 steps to the left, and the third element here is 0, comma, the value above it. The value above it is 1, and the maximum of this is 4, and that's why we are writing x equal to 4. So if this thing is not clear here, we will continue with our example, and I am sure it will get cleared. Now for this case, is this formula clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Now for this case, when we are talking about total value as total weight as 4. For 4, what you can do? You can pick 1, you can pick 3, you can pick 1, 3, because total weight is 4. Now we have to add the values. Values is 1 plus 4, that is 5. So 5 should be the output. Is this thing clear? Now with this, what we are going to do? The total weight is 4, and here you are getting 3, which is less than 4. So if it is less than 4, you can use the same formula. Now how do we calculate? Max of the value of 3 is 4 plus, for this x, we go up and we go 3 steps to the left. This is first, this is second, and this is third, because total weight here is 3. When you go 3 steps to the left, it is 1. So what do you do? 4 plus 1, comma, this element, the one above it. So the maximum of this is 5. That's why we are writing 5 here. Now for 5, when the total weight is 5, again it will be max of 4, that is the value, plus 3 steps back, that is 1, comma 1. That's why it will be 5. Similarly, for others it will be 5 only, because the entire list is 1 here. So 4 plus 1 will be 5. For the third case, when you have got 1, 3 and 4, at that time, if you want to go for 1, so we'll just keep it 1 as it is, and we will just copy the values above that particular column, particular row, because now when 4 is equal to 4, Here, what do you do? You take, can anybody dictate what do we do here for this value? I want to check if you are getting this maximum formula or not.
Sir, this logic is very complicated, like
7.
not getting properly.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
5 plus 0, comma 1.
For 4, it will be 5 plus.
Yeah, so 4 it will
7
be
plus
5.
1.
5 plus
5 plus 0, comma
5 plus 0. And how 0? Because you go up and you get to the left by 4 steps, because here weight is 4. So the fourth element to the left is 0. That's why it is 5 plus 0, comma.
It's 5, sir.
Yeah,
5.
5.
And here it will be 5 only. That's why the value of this x is 5.
how you got 5? I don't understand.
Okay. We'll write x here. So the basic formula is maximum of value plus value steps to the left, comma, value of the element in the
Element above,
of the
row above.
current element. So this is the formula. Now for this x, this 4 is matching this 4. So what do? We take the value of 4. The value of 4 is 5. So this is first 5. Now we take value steps to the left in the
Top row.
Yeah. So we go to top, we go to the one row above this, we go to 4 values left, because this is weight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not well steps, it will say weight steps. Weight is 4, we go 4 to the left. When you go 4 to the left, the value is 0.
0.
So it is 5 plus 0. Comma, you will take the element, this same element, which is in the top row, comma 5. So maximum of 5 comma 5 is 5. That's why this is 5. Now can anybody tell me what will be the value here?
Yeah. This is 4.
Please dictate.
5 plus.
5 plus.
5 plus 1.
We go to the top. 4 steps left. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it is 5
Comma
plus
5.
comma 5.
5.
It will be 6. Now forget about the logic. We'll fill the other. Can somebody please mute your mic?
Yeah.
Now forget about the logic. We'll talk about maximum weight as 5. W equal to 5. And the elements given are 1, 3 and 4. And elements given are 1, 3 and 4. Sorry. 1, 3 and 4. And the values of 1, 3 and 4 is 1, 4 and 5. So what you can do? For 5 you can pick 1, you can pick 3, you can pick 4, you can pick 1 comma 3, you can pick 1 comma 4. And when you pick 1 comma 4, the value element of 1 comma 4 will be 1 plus 5, that will be 6. So that's why we are getting 6 here. So that's why we are using this formula. Now for 6, what will be the value? Let me erase this. I'll write it here only. It will be value plus, go to the top, 4 steps left. 4 steps left is 1 only, comma 5. This will be again 6. Now for 7, what will be the value? Can anybody please dictate? 5 plus
4.
Yeah, 4, comma 5.
5.
9.
So which is 9. And this is the desired output, but output is yet to come because we are yet to fill the last row. Again, till 4th element, we'll copy all the elements. Now for 5, the value is 7. So we do maximum of 7 plus, when you go to the top, 5 steps left, it will be 0. 7 comma 0 comma 6. So the value will be 7. For this value will be 7 plus 1 8 comma 6, that is 8. For this value will be, now for this can you tell me what will be the value? I'll write the code again. For max 5, so here the
9
value is
plus
7. 7 plus, when you go to the top, you go 5 steps left. 1 2 3 4 and 5, that is 7 plus 1 comma, you have to take care of the top element also, 9, and that is the reason we are getting the value 9 here.
Sir, 8.
No, 8 cannot come because maximum of 8 comma 9, maximum is 9, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so this is the final output, and as we have already seen, when you pick up this 3 and 4, the value will be 9, and that is the desired output. I understand the logic is bit complicated with this.
Yes.
Yeah, but this is the max function. So I'll quickly write the code, and for the last example, which I have left out, the program 2, I would like you to solve it, and there also you'll use the same logic of using this max element. First I'll write the code, and then we can talk about program 2. Here. Yes, tell me. This is capital W is the desired weight. W2 is the list of weight elements. Value is the list of value elements. And N is the total of that value. I'll write it here also in the program. Okay. Now again I am initializing this to none. Again there will be 2 rows. But now, what will be the range of these 2 rows here? Can anybody tell me? What will be the range in line number 45? If you can check from this table, what should be the
length of the
weight.
length of the radius.
J will be the maximum value of weight.
Yeah, so J will be, and I will be S plus 1, N plus 1. This will be W plus 1. Because columns are 8, that's why J is column here. And this is the length, that is 4 only. We'll do 4 plus 1 because there are 5 elements. Now, again there is some problem with this initialization, because here we don't have 2 strings, so we'll take W and N as we are taking it here. Now, what we are trying to do, we are checking if I equal to 0. That means if it is the first row, or we are checking if J equal to 0. That will equal to, then we initialize it to 1. What should be the value? I'll write it 0. I'll quickly write the code, then I'll explain the logic. We can do like that because we are overshooting on this.
हेलो,
Can you please mute yourself?
ये कितना नंबर चल रहा है अभी? 15.
Can you please mute yourself, please? If it is not same, what do? We take the value above it. If it is same, we are doing value plus we are going to the left or the value on the top of it. It will be J. If this is done, then we pass the last element. The max value is 9 that we are getting, and this was the desired output. So is this code clear? Is there any doubts with this? If no, I'll move to the second program. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, as an homework assignment, I'll talk about the second problem. I'll explain the problem. I just want you to solve it using a bit minute different logic with what we have studied in program number 4. So here what we want to do, here we are checking if there exists some element, if there exists some subset which is equal to this sum. So for example, in this case, if you pick 1, 2 and 6, the total will be 9. That means there is a subset from this set of 1, 2, 4 and 6 which is having the sum 9. So if there exists some set, you just have to print true, otherwise false. So for example, if in case of 6 we are having 5, then also it will be true because it will be 4 plus 5. Is the question clear?
So regarding 9, we understood. What is that you said regarding 6, sir? 6.
So now, if suppose here we are having 5 also, then also there is a subset which is 4 and 5, which is having the sum 9. Right? Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
But now if suppose the sum is 13, even if you add these 4 elements, the sum will be 12. So then you have to print false if sum is not matching. So this is the problem statement. So please use the same logic or tweak that last algorithm, and then you will be able to achieve the solution for the second program. So this was it for this entire course. But again, if you are having any doubts, you can send me an email or you can comment on my YouTube channel also. I'll definitely reply. Yes.
The recording for this will be uploaded in the announcements, the YouTube channel.
You don't have my YouTube channel?
Could you ping it once more?
Okay, just a sec. Let me stop the recording. I'll share my YouTube channel here.
Okay.
Thank you so much.